Morning, Steve Free in Chicago with the morning grain comment. Well, we've got mixed prices. Beans about unchanged, oil gaining on meal, corn up, wheat Chicago down, while KC continues to narrow the gap between their futures and Chicago futures. We're looking at export sales somewhere between 6 and 7 million tons of corn, maybe somewhere around 600,000 tons of old crop beans, maybe 1 million tons of new crop beans, and wheat somewhere around 500,000 tons. I think the corn number has supported higher prices yesterday and overnight. Trade's looking for the corn carryout when the USDA comes out Feb 9th around 13.92 versus USDA's 15.52, beans 123 versus 140, wheat 8.34 versus 8.36. So again, not sure if that corn number is a game changer, but I think most of the trade is closer to 1 billion bushels in the corn carryout and maybe below 100 million bushels in the beans. We have heard of China canceling some Brazil soybean and soybean oil cargoes due to late loadings. We'll see if they switch to the United States, especially on the soybeans, and if that impacts our carryout ending stocks to use ratio, and pushes prices higher. As far as South America, trade looking for Argentina corn at 47 versus USDA's 47.5, and their beans at 47.6 versus USDA's 48. A lot of people lower than that given the dryness in the south, and we'll see if if they come out with a little bit lower numbers in the trade things. In Brazil, the trade think it's a crop of 108 versus USDA's 109. We did see the Ag estimate the crop at 105. The lateness of the second crop, which is the largest of the two, could delay some of the shipments out of Brazil and move some demand to the U.S. Their bean crop is estimated 132 versus government's 133, and I think that number offers some resistance to the bean market on the upside. We did note that there's 10.5 million tons of Brazil bean vessels to be loaded, and we'll see when they get loaded and if any of that is switched to the U.S. Interesting that the Brazil export basis continues to drop as we get closer to the Brazilian harvest. Funds are long going into the weekend and going into the USDA Feb 9th report. We will see some cold temperatures in the U.S. Next week. Not expected to do any damage to the wheat crop, but could have some logistic issues in freezing up, especially the Illinois River. Outside markets are higher, looking for a stimulus package. We also have vaccinated now, even though it's slower than people had hoped. We've vaccinated more people than what people have proven positive of the virus. So hopefully that's a positive trend down the road. So anyway, we're expecting soybean prices eventually to move higher because of the tightening U.S. balance sheet and steady China demand. We expect corn prices to trend higher as long as we've got China demand and domestic usage coming up and everything just kind of being tight here in the U.S. And wheat probably will follow on the upside, led by Kansas City, and it's watching pretty closely Russian export policy. As always, these are my thoughts, not those of ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day, and remember, always treat people like yourself would like to be treated.